Hello.
Time Joy out.
No, I didn't. Time Joy out. Hello, everyone.
So she had time out.
Joy, what did you say?
Young woman.
She spammed caps and the bot automatically at her. Welcome, Joy.
Oh.
How do I sound? Is it Are we good? Is the game How is the game? I will put the game on so you can hear the game as well. Yes, please don't spam caps lock because the bot is botting. Everyone. Okay, very good. If Joy says I'm good, then I'm good. Okay, so first, I wanna say thank you for everyone for coming. I have such great friends. Okay, so it feels unnatural. Well, I'm sorry. I am Leah. But you guys know me already anyway. However, I wanted to do a little introduction because I'm also recording this to later go on YouTube. So, welcome to anyone who will watch this on YouTube as well. I am not forcing him to be quiet next to me. He's doing his husbandly duties. But you may hear him in the background because I cannot turn the microphone any lower unless you won't hear me. So, yeah, a little intro. I am Leah. I use she, they pronouns. I speak both Hungarian and English. The streams are in English mostly. However, in the future, there may be streams where I do Hungarian streams, depending on what games I am playing, and chatting in the chat in Hungarian is also allowed because I can mod that. Yeah, I am doing this because I wanted to always do something about video games and literature and somehow bring the two together. And as I have now quit my horrible job that I had that seemed very nice in the first place, but destroyed me for a good few months, I decided that it is now the time to get on with doing some stuff. So, together with my friend who was my colleague at this said horrible job, we are doing some creation, and part of this creation is the InkMind artist community, for which the website can be found under this stream. There's a link. This community was created to help emerging artists and artists whose voices may be oppressed by either their families, their friends, or their governments, or the environment that they are in. Part of this whole artist collective is doing a podcast and a stream. The podcast we are doing with my friend Janka in Hungarian. That one is called Ink Mouth or Tintasai in Hungarian. The first episode of that will be expected to release in December. But in the meantime, I have started doing this stream. And here on this stream, I will be playing story focused video games like Baldur's Gate, for example, which is my first game that I start with. And I will be watching all the cutscenes and going through all the dialogue and talking a bit about the literary background of how these stories and how these games came to existence. So, in the first part here, in this first stream, I'm gonna obviously create my character. I'm gonna do something very simple, and then we will start looking at the story from the perspective of the emergence of choose your own adventure in both literature and then later video games, which I have some research about and some interesting info that I have brought. The VTube model is very cute. Thank you. The VTube model and all the overlay and my emotes that are on the Discord server, everything was created by my very good friend Little Mao. Her stream is recommended stream in on the about page here on Twitch, and she's also part of the community on Discord, and she is very happy to take commissions both in Hungarian and English language. However, I think I also put that in the about on the bottom here under the stream that her website is in Hungarian. However, you can use her contact form and send her a message in English. She can help you with whatever you'd like. Yes, I have Bean on my head. I can move Bean around if I wish, but I decided that when earlier, like last week, I think when I was setting up the whole stream thing, we were moving Bean around and we were not sure where to put Bean, and she fits so perfectly on my head. I decided to put her here. And yes, indeed, as Zalki saying, it is very accurate in real life too. She does, especially in the morning, come on top of my head. Yeah, so I think I'm not going to like take it any further. Let's go. I am choosing balanced because I don't want the fights to be super boring, but I am also not here to min-max. I am here for the story and to talk about the story. So I think balanced is the best choice. Also, this one I want to kind of state for like for people who will watch on YouTube, and I may say that if more people are coming into the chat later. I don't want backseating. I don't want like this build is not good and whatever. I don't care. I have over 700 hours in this game at this point. I know what good builds are and I know what is bad. I'm trying to do something simple that doesn't impact the story majorly because I want to look at the story in the most like organic way for the first playthrough. So please remain seated, backseaters, and just let me play and let me work through the story as we go. So yeah, let's start the game.
And also your microphone could be a bit higher.
Bit higher. Okay, so we are still testing sound here. I know that there is no game sound at the moment, but I think that's because it's too quiet. So after the cutscene, there is no talking anyway in this cutscene. I will check the sound again. Hello, hello, Ash. No, I will not spend an hour in character creation. I'm doing something very simple. We make a cute character, but Mmm, tasty. Yes. Well, wasn't that lovely? Okay. Joey, stop spamming. Okay, so I will now take a look at this sound problem. But I think there should be some sound. Ah, so cute. So I am going to be very basic on the joy measures. Very basic. We are making human, okay? Because as I said, I don't want to impact the dialogue options. I don't want to impact the reaction of NPCs to our race or class. So I would like to file a complaint against Streamlabs. Well, I'm sorry. And I was thinking a lot about what I would like to play, and honestly, I really love Rogue. And gameplay with Rogue has been really fun. So, although yes, I'm mainly here to discuss the story, I want the gameplay to be fun still. So I think I'm going with the Rogue. Make me VIP. No, I can't. There's no VIP yet. And let's do an entertainer. So we have some acrobatics and stuff. And I think I am going to maybe fiddle a bit with intelligence and wisdom. I don't need that high. I want more charisma. So yes, um, I want to talk about that opening scene a bit because I think it's really interesting. It sets up this sort of horror story that we can somehow expect. Uh, you see this abduction and that others were also abducted. And at the same time, there is also immediately this feeling of the unknown because obviously we are humans, and yes, we know that it is a D&D game and all the lore and all the different races and whatever, but as someone who would come into this game without any knowledge of these things, and as a human playing a video game and still sticking somewhat to reality, you are role playing something, and your first thought would be like, okay, I am a human. I've been abducted by some alien creatures, but then also you look around you and you see no human face. You see no. We just see this green creature, this other race, and it doesn't only sets up this grotesque, gruesome scene with putting in the worm in your head, but also the fear of unfamiliarity, the fear of unknowing, and these are all really gothic elements. Something that we would see in, well, classic gothic novels like I don't know, Dracula, for example. Very classic gothic novel, and it comes with that feeling of unknown, of searching. You don't know, as the reader, let's say if we talk about Dracula, if I brought it up as an example, you, the reader, and the main character in the book, you both don't know what is going on, who is doing something to your loved ones, why things are happening, what are these supernatural things. So these opening images of Baldur's Gate 3 are really specifically gothic elements, and I think that's a really interesting setup for a game for a modern audience. Let's do brown eyes because I have brown eyes as well. I don't know. As I said, I think I'm going to do my usual, like, basic character creation thing that if I just want to start a new game because I want to check something out, I do this. I don't know, let's. I really want to choose some outrageous hair. Should we go with some outrageous hair? Oh yeah, the spider is still here. Oh yeah, true. I noticed it last night, right? Yeah, last night. Is George? You named it. Okay, good. So now we have George. Now we have Bean and George. And luckily for George, Bean cannot reach the ceiling because George would be quite dead. I don't know. Is there some very basic? Oh, or we can go with the space ones. I mean, the space ones are very cute. I just want a bit darker to feel in the character. This is an outrage. I'm a bit quiet, okay? I can help that. I didn't want to. Maybe now it will be a bit better, or is it too much? Way better, okay. I didn't want to be too like yelling immediately. Okay, we are going with space buns. And I already decided that we are going to name her Heroine because we are the heroine of our own story. What? What? What is. Oops. Okay, but say that because I can't see it. You just pointed something. The Liana volume. Oh, I can do like. I don't know. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this for free. Ara ara and stuff like, you know. No, no. This was a free ara ara. The next one will be paid only. Okay. I know now that obviously your guardian is supposed to be someone who you trust. So let's say that heroine trusts the hero. So let's make a hero. Why didn't that change the faces? Who knows? Okay. Wait, did I? Am I dumb? Also, I wanna do a scar, or maybe female, or maybe non-binary. Can do non-binary. That would be nice. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. This is I never make a male character. I like playing with women. I heard a noise in my headphones, and I'm hoping that it's not that it will die. Although I have. Let's make someone like very average looking dude, but with a scar. Ooh, not this. Now this is something, isn't it? This is a guardian. Or maybe very pompous. This kind of hair. No, let's just make very basic. What? You like the pompous hair? Husband likes the pompous hair. Okay, so we go. I need a hero. Hmm? Why? I don't know why there's no sound. I will check on it. I apologize. It's okay, Ash. There is a lot of time. Yes, exactly, General. The elites have stole my sound, my game sound. The Wilhelm scream. Oh no, but there is no sound, so you guys missed the Wilhelm scream.
That's what it was.
Hmm?
Behind the screen.
Okay, well, that's another opening scene for sure. So let's talk about that a bit again. So we see this other race person again getting free. We see the same looking people like her on dragons. Casual fantasy trope. I don't think we need to discuss that. Dragons. And then we also see from the outside that we are on this alien ship of our abductors. This doesn't usually really happen, this sort of change of perspective. If you look at a book, for example, you are either inside the character's head and, you know, the character is talking about their circumstances, what they can see, what they are doing, or we have an omniscient view of the events. So, for example, seeing the outside of the ship, seeing what is the greater picture of what's going on in this situation, like the ship falling, an obvious war going on, etc., etc. So the blending, the immersion of these two point of views is something that is specific to modern video games and sometimes movies, but not to this extent, I would say. Also, I will now check again why you guys cannot hear the sound of the game, which you should be able to, but anyway, I shall check on it. So So just give me 1 second. Okay, 1 sec. Okay, I don't know if there is sound. No? Really? Technical difficulties. Great stuff, isn't it? Okay, I shall, rather than trying this while here, I will put on a break. So give me a few minutes. I'll be back soon. Okay, I am back. I'm trying to fix this. I think I know what the problem is, but I am not sure. So we will try some different solutions. Unfortunately for this, I have to be back on this screen so you can see my glorious break scene, which is very cute. Also, one thing that I need to do here, so I can hear at the same time, is first of all, there is no sound. You can hear it. Okay, but is it too loud now? Okay, 1 second. Wait. And now? Uh-huh. Oh, jeez. You're very difficult. You're not helping. Okay, you're helping.
Try it.
Okay, so tell me, is there sound? Yes or no? Okay. Now, wait a second. Okay, there is more difficulties now because, as you can see, I have disappeared. Um, However, I will try to get myself back. Why is it not working? Nobody knows why it's not working. These are mysterious things. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Let's pretend that you didn't see that. Haha, I am somehow back. However, oh, Bean is also back. There we go. Okay. Now the problem is that you guys can hear the game, but I can't. Yeah, but I can't. So this is great stuff. Um. Oh no, right, General? It has forsaken me. Now, can you guys hear the game? Great, now I can also hear the game. I solved it. I am a genius, okay? No, I just pressed buttons at most random knowledge. Okay, so you shall see. You shall see my setup. How I set it up every time. Okay, I do the same every single time when I play this game. And don't judge me, okay? Nobody's allowed to judge me. Lower the game. I received instructions to lower the game sound. I shall lower the game sound. Is it good now? My wife is one confirmed. Technical genius, okay. Yes, so where was I? Yes. Hiding, yes. And throwing shit. And throwing more shit. Yes, so. Here we are on this in this unknown place with an unknown corpse. So now I choose my own adventure of stealing shit from dead people, dead creatures. And while I do that, before I touch this thing in the middle, I wanted to say some things about choose your own adventure stuff, because I was thinking
I'll
to
take that.
myself when I was doing some research, how do we have these games, or where do we have these type of stories? And I immediately remembered choose your own adventure games and books, specifically books from my childhood. There were some choose your own adventure games as well that I used to play on a little platform called Twine that apparently still exists, where people were making some stuff. But those are also basically choose your own adventure books, but e-format, or at the time were like less complex than they are now. And I found some very interesting things about choose your own adventure.
Visions project into your mind. A nautiloid hurtling through the plains, resplendent with psionic energy.
Just want to listen to that. So apparently, Penguin Random House, book publisher subsidiary in the US, Bantam Books, were the ones who first published a commercially available Choose Your Own Adventure title. And by the end of 1981, in about 2 years' time, they already sold 5 million copies of this book and other titles. One of the most popular titles was called Space and Beyond. Depending on the edition, it had either 42 or 44 different endings. Now, compared to these, according to the internet and to my best knowledge and research information, Baldur's Gate 3 has 4 major endings with approximately 17,000 variations. Now, these variations are tiny things, different characters being present or not present at the end of the story, and also they count these variations even if they happen somewhere else in the story, like major points like character death or something. Yeah, so that is very interesting to see that in terms of overall endings, the games have come to be smaller in the way, but also in the variations they come to be much bigger than choose your own adventure books. But at the time when these books started to come out, it was perfect for the, as the research called it, TV dominated era of American society, where children were mostly doing nothing but sitting inside, watching television, being glued to MTV and other newly released channels and shows. The inventor of these first published choose your own adventure books, and apparently some call him the father of the genre, is Edward Packard. Sugarcane Island was the first book that he managed to publish in 1969, or beginning in 1969. And to this day, he is publishing stuff and working with game developers to do some things. He also has his own website. If you look his name, Edward Packard, if you look his name up, you can see on his website, like, even last year, he started to write a new book or published a new book. So these books still have, like, precedence in society, which is very cool, I think. Especially because the talk about these choose your own adventure things at the time when they started to emerge was very negative. I looked at some old newspapers and the reportings of children reading these kind of stories, and there was a lot of skepticism about individual choice and the sense of autonomy and emancipation in these books, and like, what is it teaching our children that they will not follow the set path for them, and they will not follow their how to say, their ancestral destiny and their parents guiding. They will want to choose their own adventure in life. And I think the sense of control was like a double-edged sword, because on one side the parents were feeling like they are losing control over their children and their children's thinking and the way they can shape their child's thinking and look out for life, and the children and these young adults and teenagers who were reading these books were feeling that they are gaining control over their emotions or their ideas for life. So that is a really interesting, like, where the whole thing began from, just to give children an opportunity to read something that is more interesting than what they got prescribed in school to read. So anyway, let's after I have done my gamer looting, let's touch this thing.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Okay, so we know the setup, the parasite. So obviously, this is once again playing with the grim and the grotesque and the gothic. You know that you get to know that this creature that is now inside your brain came from this pool. I think, as a basic human, I would just try to touch it. In general, I poked it. And now I am set up, based on my choice, immediately. The emotion that it evokes in my character, in my role play, is that touching things that are unknown to me are posing danger. So it's a really interesting thing that the first thing you can do on this burning ship that you already know that you need to try to escape from here because it's burning. You just as the player we saw this plane crash. But at the same time, the environment you're in is so hostile to you that even touching a simple pool of tadpoles is dangerous.
Cursed to put my hands on everything. Odd. I feel better.
So let's go forward. A dead body.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
Give me your money, dead goblin.
A schematic of a nautiloid flashes into your mind. Nerves, sinews, as much living being as ship. A feeling penetrates your mind. An anomaly, one like ourselves, unconnected from the whole. Caution.
Would not be a fan of images of goblins. No? You don't want goblins in your brain.
Worlds beyond worlds flash before your eyes. Empires of a grand design traversed by ships just like this.
It's also very interesting that while blending actual images, like visuals of different point of views, so the omniscient narrator and the main character, we also get the narrator as a presence talking to us and reading stuff to us. So there is this establishment of we are not alone in our head.
1,000 years of humanoid history, elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
The last time I read these was when I first played. Now, I heard someone call for help. So let's see. These imagery
Release us.
absolutely captivated me when I first played the game. Because I was like, this is Frankenstein's monster laying on the surgical table. And
We are
here this seemingly dead body is asking for help and release, whereas obviously Frankenstein's monster wasn't asking for anything because he was just
We are
pieces of bodies put together. But we get, if you read the original book, we get the inner thoughts of Frankenstein,
Help us.
saying, you know, you shall come alive and you shall become something new.
Very well.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
Okay, so I think I am going to ask, who am I
A
talking to?
newborn. Born new from this husk.
You know no creature like this. One that is more brain than person.
And this is one thing that is obviously very different from choose your own adventure storylines and like the difference between this game and that, because obviously this game comes from the D&D universe and the dice rolls and stuff. So we have that thing that we cannot control, because as I mentioned earlier, a sense of control was what was given by these books when people started reading it. You know, you can choose something, you have decisions at the end of a page, and you can turn to XYZ page and then according to your decision something will happen. You cannot fail to go to the next page. So I think with this story specifically, with Baldur's Gate 3, because immediately we are thrown into this gothicness of this uncontrolled environment and the fear that comes with it, I think it works really well, this story specifically, with the format of the game and with the D&D-ness of it, because you feel like you have a sense of control with your decisions in the dialogues, but at the same time you don't, because you may choose something or you may choose to want to do something, but you don't get to do it depending on your role, if it's good or bad. Let's see. Let's ask why to
Enemy.
upgrade.
So many enemies. Remove us from this body. From this place. Free us. Please.
Okay, so let's try to investigate it. Oops. What happened? Husband is destroying the universe. Ho ho! Isn't it nice? Look at my first roll. We shall commemorate this roll, as it may probably be the last one of the good ones.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
Okay, so let's try to get this thing out.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat.
Okay, I will not hurt us.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed. Us. We are us.
The brain tenses, as though querying an
Friend.
unseen advisor.
Yes.
Do you not hear it? We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm. To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Us is giving me that vibe of like very cute creatures. I've read somewhere about this like feeling that you have this like aggression towards cuteness, because apparently our brain is trying to make it not cute, because then like if you kill the thing it's not cute anymore, so you don't feel this overwhelming sense of like so cute. And I feel like the design of us is the mixture of this oh my god so cute sense and the grotesque, like what the hell is this creature. Okay, let's go us. Please don't get stuck on the... Oh, thank you. Sometimes he gets stuck on the... or it gets stuck on the lift. So we go.
is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Okay. So let's see. Let's ask.
Who am I? Your only chance of survival. We carry Mind Flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, Mind Flayers. We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
Okay. So about Lae'zel, immediately we get this character that is wanting to attack us because, you know, she's also scared. She's also trying to escape from here, and she doesn't leave anything to chance. And we get the chance to immediately talk to her and like get to know that she also wants to get out, and we can do it together. But still there is that like underlying thing that okay, that's fine, but she first immediately attacked us without question. So there is still that okay, I am going to come with you, or I'm going to accept you, but with like 5 feet difference. But we also get to know that she knows some stuff. She knows things that we never heard before. You know, the tadpoles, the geik, that we will turn into these creatures. So that also counteracts this nervousness that we would have towards her. So the story here, or the game here, is giving us a sort of a balance. Because otherwise it would be really hard to accept her as an ally and be like, okay, well, you first tried to attack me, so like chill out. And I also really like how very subtly they put in an option for exposition. Like, you don't necessarily have to ask all these questions to get to know more information, but you can. This kind of agency given to
No time
the
for mercy.
reader of the story, let's say, is very interesting. Oops, I knocked that out. Also, General, why are you so happy about Lae'zel? You like the greenness? You like some green? Die. Yay.
What do I have to lose?
You prove surprisingly adequate in battle.
Surprisingly adequate.
Now, to the helm.
And it's really interesting because obviously we see her, Lae'zel, in this sort of military-looking uniform. So we would assume that
Never ready.
because we get both the omniscient and the player view, we would assume that she's belonging to that militia that was fighting these creatures. But yet she's very demanding immediately. It's like, yeah, okay, but I'm not your soldier or anything. So she immediately takes control. That also gives the player some sort of aversion, I guess. Like,
Ship won't be able to
hold
take
on a
another
second,
dragon
this is
attack.
my
We
story.
need to get out before it's too late.
You just politely greet everyone, okay. Also, I have no idea who I am going to keep yet as companions. We shall see. Maybe I will do some switch between some characters to take with me on different adventures. I think it will be beneficial to collect everyone I can, and then that way I can switch them up when there is a related story. I have been told that the music is too loud, so we shall lower the music to like, I don't know. Oh, let it be 69, for example. Because why not? Now, I like to. I'm sorry, but I have to because I cannot exist with this thing being incorrect according to
Let's
my
move.
like. Oh.
Gay machinery. I can make no sense of it.
Annihilate. Can't read the script. Another mystery.
Okay, so I only got to know about Annihilate.
Man isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive.
Let me out. Okay, well, now that I know that this says Annihilate, I'm not gonna push it because I want to see who needs help here.
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
We have no time for stragglers.
Also, I apologize because I'm going to make notes. So sometimes I'm gonna stop for a second here. Hello, trapped woman in pod. Yes. I just noted that Lae'zel is very cold, you know? Like, as I said before, yeah, she's immediately starts commanding me around. And then she says something like, we don't have time, leave her here. Like, that is very... I understand that we need to survive, but that's just brutal if you think about it. So we are introduced to this very cold, calculating, militia set mind character.
The construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
Try that contraption next to the pod. They did something to it when they sealed me in. Hurry! Please!
Also, I feel like this was a very interesting choice from Larian to not make this an actual turn thing as well here. Like, they could have added
How many
I don't
hosts is
know.
gay infected?
5-10 turns here.
Could mean anything.
To make it feel more urgent, because now I kind of feel like The Witcher, where we are told that, you know, we need to look for Ciri, we need to find Ciri immediately, and then I just go play Gwent instead of finding Ciri.
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Okay, so I don't know what the button says. The other one I know says annihilate, so I'm just gonna leave this person here, sadly. Second woman trapped in the pod.
The console appears dormant. The console hums to life. The pulsing glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod. Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head.
Squirming.
A parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Now this is a very interesting comment from the narrator. Connection, authority. It sets you up with the idea that you only have control over the outcome of the story if you connect with the tadpole, if you use this alien knowledge that was, well, sort of quote-unquote granted to you. You don't want to know how many times I failed this roll.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a gift with you.
You keep dangerous company.
I don't think I would care about her comment. Very racist, Shadowheart, come on.
I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. They'll have to wait. I need to get off this ship alive first. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way. Shadowheart. One moment. It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
Okay. Girl squad.
Whatever it takes.
She's a Shadowheart and her things and her basic setup is so bad. So bad. But we shall deal with that later. I think I might respec if I'm going to use her because this is horrendous and I hate it.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Also, I religiously steal from my companions and make them drop their backpacks and everything they own. Another very interesting thing that kinda sometimes defeats the idea of a story that you get to unfold as you're going through the story is it has to do with the game itself and the game being a game. For example, being able to see the mysterious artifact in Shadowheart's inventory, like especially with the description we have here. A many-sided artifact of blackened iron engraved with pulsating runes. Something stirs within. Like, this is just a bit too much of knowledge for us, I feel like it defeats the purpose of a mysterious artifact. Is kind of, you know, weird. And also Shadowheart, wow, no wonder she's a Sharan. She's wearing a huge Sharan crest on her chest. Obviously that you would only know if you know the lore of D&D universe. Or if you played the previous games and you know the Sharans from there, because then you would see their symbol as well. So for a new player who doesn't know anything about the universe, it can fly, but for as a new part added on to existing lore and existing universe, kinda defeats the purpose. Like, there's no mystery there anymore. Yes, exactly, General, as you say. Let us explain in great detail. I'm not gonna steal that necklace because I'll steal take because it's not
If not over, then through.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Cane yank.
Yay! So Shart the racist and Lae'zel also the racist. Like, good stuff.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Just do it.
Connect
says
the
Lae'zel.
nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
No, I am not going to do the achievements here. I already did them, so I'm not going to get the doom sword and whatever. I want to
You picked the wrong
continue with
fight,
the story
friend.
as much as I can, so apologies to anyone
I'm
who
fury.
is annoyed
I
by
am
that.
death.
Long. They died. Don't be sad because I'm not doing achievements. They won't pop up anyway because I already did them.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Do not be sad. Let's do that.
On my way.
Running really fast. Okay, that's all I have.
Victory awaits.
You also run.
Taking
Run,
position.
Lae'zel, run. And also, we get to know Shadowheart's name because she says, I'm Shadowheart. And because we are playing the game, I know that her name is Lae'zel, but Lae'zel didn't actually introduce herself. I don't know. I'm not gonna waste spell slot on that. They will hack at each other anyway. Us, we can go do something. Go hit the things. Whee!
Another fight. Let's go.
Hurry! Before they strike!
I wonder. Do I really want these bombs? Not really. I always gather a lot of bombs and stuff.
strike.
And I never use them.
Taking position.
yeah, I guess
Have to keep going.
about what I mentioned earlier, like the illusion of choice because of the dice roll. I guess what helps a bit is that you can reload the game. So if there is an outcome that you didn't want, you can do that, but
Still on my feet.
I don't know. I tried to play once
Light on my
when
feet.
I was doing like all sorts of reloads all the time because I wanted to make sure that I get the outcome that I want, but it just ended up being super long.
The helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Again, we get the omniscient view. Congrats on beating, thank you. Well, I can be a bit louder, but it was noted by husband that his noises can be heard. There is not really a good balance between the two because we sit right next to each other, so. Oh, the bean has also appeared. The real bean, not the one on my head. Hello, bean. Would you like to say something to the people of the stream? No? The bean is currently climbing on the printer.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Okay, Bean, can you please not climb on my screen? That would be much help. Thank you. Stealing from more corpses. Okay, so we landed. We don't really know how we survived. And there is also our local racist. She was really hiding that artifact, but I don't wanna make Shart angry. Let's not try
You're
to
alive.
steal from other people
I'm alive.
who are alive. Only from dead people. They don't
How
need
is this
stuff
possible?
anymore, right?
I remember the ship. I remember falling
than nothing.
No, general. I mean, local racist, and there may be like diaspora racists, you know. Global racist, even. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You see?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Okay, so we get to learn that she's thankful, but she's still secretive. She has that artifact. We won't know what's at stake. Yes. Shart, where is the stake? Tell me. She doesn't want to tell me. And we lost our other friend, so
Fairly good here, I hope.
obviously I could have asked her what happened to our good friend, but
Always room
because
for
I
more.
didn't, we get to know that she absolutely doesn't
Anything of
care.
use?
She only cares about finding a healer, finding shelter, and that's it. So immediately, with all characters we meet in this game, to be
Fresh
honest,
water.
we get
Yes,
a
that's
lot
always
of
somewhere nearby.
exposition about their character and what they think about the world around them and how they think. Which is usually not the same if you look at a book. You don't get to immediately learn about characters, everything.
Need to find a way forward.
Interestingly, I would say that if it was like that in books, I would find that obviously quite boring or even jarring. But somehow in games, especially in this one, it's not, because I guess it gives that kind of immediate option for you to decide how to shape your story, what kind of people you want to team up with. And of course, all of the characters, we later find out way more about them and their motivations and
More of those wretched things.
backgrounds and histories. Not very nice day for fishing in it, no. Seems like apologies, technical difficulties. The cat decided that it is the best time to
Okay,
chew.
you admit it. No problem. Wrong source.
What do you mean wrong source?
It's not the mic, it's the phone. Sound.
Apologies.
Oh, now it works.
What do you mean now it works?
Now it works.
I haven't done anything.
You said apologies. I have
Ah, you have a delay. Ah, okay. Anyway, I'm not panic. I mean, I am panic because I tried to hide this cable and all cables, but the bean decides that she eats the cable, then she eats the cable. So, what? Yeah, Vive la Dirt League game. Yes, I have their game. And I played it on the Steam Deck. Honestly, I don't know, I might go back to it because apparently there were some updates, but it was kind of boring after a while. What do you want, Binky Bean? The stream assistant cat wants snacks. Should we give her snacks? There is snacks being consumed. More snacks? It's Tuna Gate all over again. No, it's not Tuna Gate. It is Dreamy's Gate. Snacks will be given, yes. General, where is the snacks for your princess? Huh? Okay, so because we've seen those brain things, I think I would try to go around. And I like to go this way anyway. So I shall go this way. Eh, come on. Choop. There we go. Ooh, mushrooms. Let's see what this glowy thing is. Hello, glowy thing.
Looks unstable somehow.
Approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
You see, General, this is why you should keep snacks on the table. That's why I have multiple bags of snacks on my desk. So I may give snack to the Queen of Zelkistan anytime. Now she has parked herself on the floor next to me because soon it will be her dinner time. This is interesting because our character says calls this a rune, so obviously in the universe we know that, or seemingly our character knows that this is a rune. But still, again, we get this thing from the narrator that this is looking slightly dangerous. It is very interesting how the narrator is sort of trying to dissuade us from trying things or touching stuff. Poke it. Of course I'm going to poke it. We're not gonna leave Gale in a hole. It's not like I like Gale that much, but I am absolutely 100% Team Astarion, so. I wanna slap it so hard, but no. I will. I will just try to free him. Oops, or not. Ooh, hand.
The magic around the sigil hisses
No,
like a cornered
this is not
cat.
Dirge. We
Your
can't.
only option now is to
chop
grab
his
the
hand off.
and pull.
Oh no. Okay. Yay. Now this would have been a reload moment because I really don't want to miss out on characters for the sake of the story.
Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies.
I like the way he
You'd be
says
better at this.
hello. It reminds me of one of my university teachers from London. He had he's an Irish dude, and he had the same like uptone way of saying hello. Yeah,
A bit
I'm just
shocked,
gonna be very
but
friendly.
friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking, you were on the Norse Lloyd as well. And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them. As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Sounds like a plan.
Most excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
And now we get to meet a character who is not only thankful for saving him, but also has knowledge and is willing to share more easily. And also, yes, at least he introduced himself first. Let's do level up, because why not? Level up, Fog, yes. Okay, I will leave her as a cleric, but then she will be a complete... more like, I try to make her into sort of a healer. I also like command. Command can be very useful. Wizard. Now I'm thinking if I want to leave it on evocation, can be useful. But I really like the blade singing. It's really cool. I've been playing with it for 2 campaigns now, and I really enjoyed it, so I think we will make him to do the blade singing. And let's have him use a rapier, because why not? Choop, choop, choop. I hate Witch Bolt. It never works for me. Mostly it's just annoying. Oh, the bean has left her location.
Ready and willing.
I'm reporting on the location of the bean time to time, because why not? So yes, as usual, I am setting up my little bar here. Okay. Poor Gale. We are also selling everything he owns.
Looking ahead.
Oh, Bean didn't go far, don't worry. She is sitting at the edge of the kitchen. She is now beginning what we call the dramatics. Usually begins around this time and lasts until we feed her.
Goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Okay, okay, we will check the goblins shard. Thank you.
There, a mind flayer. And it's hurt.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
Okay, I'm just gonna murderize it.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
I don't care about the bombs. I'm not gonna pick them up because I'm not gonna use them. I keep telling myself, you will use the bombs,
Hurry!
but I never do.
I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others? There. Can you see it?
Just a dumb boar. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
I love how option 1 is kind of dumb, because what the hell, he just pulled a dagger on us. Option 2 is slight racism, and then option 3 is absolute aggression. Anyway.
Don't we? I saw you on the ship. Free, scuttling about. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? The worm. Of course. That explains things. Somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
And now this is an interesting thing, because it's basically outside of character creation. This is the first spot where we can have more decision about our own background. I'm a basic human, so I'm gonna say that I am also Baldurian.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles. So, do you know anything about these worms? Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
And yes, here we get also kind of the first option to react directly to what a character has said to us. So you can decide to pick on that word that he said to control the things, or you can just have kind of very basic other options. But I think I'm gonna choose to pick up on that word that he said.
Well, yes, of course. But first things first. You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
And Astarion is also one of those characters where we get this ridiculous mystery that is very clearly visibly shown to us. Obviously, if we look at vampire stories, like classic vampire stories, and especially not even the classics but later interpretation of vampires in pop culture and literature, we all know the description of a vampire. But in this case, because the game makers chose to give the appearance to Astarion what he has, like with the visible fangs and the red eyes, again, just like in the case with Shard, we are exposed to the mystery without it being a mystery. However, in this case, not only the people who know of the lore will get this knowledge, but anyone who has ever read anything about vampires in literature or knows of the vampires in pop culture. So this is also again a little bit of like they could have maybe done it in a way where we don't immediately obviously see that Astarion is a vampire. I am going to give him daggers to stab with. I also never use these what are they, grease bottles, and because I am also a rogue, I might actually choose something else for Astarion. Although it's a very interesting thing that we can put together, that he says that he used to be a magistrate in Baldur's Gate, but his class is also rogue, so like he's a judge but also a sneaky boy. It's very interesting. Yeah, I also didn't connect it at first sign. I remember my first playthrough. I definitely didn't really pay that much attention to that. I think I didn't really give it much thought because I just noticed the eyes first, and then I was thinking, well, all sort of character design, you know. So I didn't really think much of it, but definitely replaying the game, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of obvious that that he's a vampire from the get-go. I'm trying to kill this boar, hopefully, because it has good food. Jesus, can no one kill this boar? Come on, people. There we go. I like the little plump. Yes, as you exit turn-based mode. And let's just do the setup for Astarion as well, because I cannot exist without my setup.
Astarion's an interesting
Oops.
find.
That was an
Let's
accident.
hope any future acquaintances don't hold a blade to your throat by way of introduction.
I'm just gonna exit that conversation because I didn't meant to do that. I will also... I don't really use disengage, to be honest. But I do use dash. Dashing is important.
Let's get going.
Okay, let's get that juicy meat. Tasty.
mind my step. Deep grooves in the mud around that rock.
Am I strong enough? No. Shard, please.
No one stopped me
the
yet.
rock. Okay. So we get to know that there is some selenite activity in the area, or was. It doesn't really give us a time frame of this activity. I don't like to use for this box, so I usually just eat it.
More for me.
I think the devs should like add the dialogue option where when Shard confesses that she's a Sharan, you could be like, "Duh, you're wearing a huge Sharan crest on your chest, girl, of course." Let's fight the brains. Husband is eating something. What is husband eating?
Better stay back.
I also
One
want
strike
chocolate.
could be lethal.
Swords meet
Oh,
sorcery.
Astarion is not. Astarion, what happened to you? This is also happening a lot since one of the latest updates, sadly, that characters kind of get stuck. And I'm hoping that it's not going to happen, but often I also see dialogue breaking.
Ready or not? Moving.
They're pretty stupid for brains. Well, they are just little brainicles. They are not, you know. They're just baby brains. Also unbalanced, the gameplay is really kind of chill.
You fight well.
I remember when I
Perhaps
first
our
played,
survival isn't such
I
a
was
distant
like,
prospect.
what is what? Am I? Where am I? How am I? And when I first tried honor mode as well, I couldn't even get out of the Nautiloid, but well. And now in my latest honor mode, I think I got all the way. I got somewhere around Catterick Torm.
Have a lot on my mind. And, well,
and then I died
in it.
But honor mode is very interesting because, of course, they kind of had to have different difficulties. But honor mode not only comes with difficulty, it also comes with that true D&D vibe of, you know, playing a campaign and your character dies, then the campaign is over. But I sort of feel that they could have added this option of not being able to reload the game and having an end to your character's story without the difficulty level of honor mode, because let's be honest, it is absolutely brutal. Now I got some water with me and I like to use it because I am lame and I go into fire. Good job, Shard. Well done. This woman.
Just a brief respite.
I hear shouting up ahead.
We should check it out, but be careful.
So we learn, of course, in the beginning that Shadowheart doesn't care about what happened to Lae'zel, but as myself, I would still be looking for Lae'zel. However, of course, we heard shouting, so I'm going to go here first and do this. So let's see what's going on here.
Open the bloody gate! Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders! That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the druid?
Please! There's no time!
They have the high ground, yes. So yeah, this is balanced difficulty.
The nine hells! Open the gates!
Because I wanted to have some semblance of fun in the fights, but also not make it very boring.
Cannon! No!
Shit! Form a line!
Damnable roach! Provoke the blade! And suffer its sting.
And also, it was a canon event. Ha! Very funky. Also about the difficulty, and like I was thinking first, like should I do honor mode and make it an actual like campaign, you know, character dies, campaign over. But the reason why I didn't do that in the end is that I really wanted to make this comparison throughout this whole playthrough that I'm going to do between the video games and specifically Baldur's Gate 3 and Choose Your Own Adventure books, and how they, you know, how all of these games came from this history of literature. And I don't think that I could make a fair comparison if I played this in honor mode, because in a Choose Your Own Adventure game you don't fight really. You choose different outcomes that may lead to your character's death or the end of your reading journey, but the actual fighting is not part of that quote-unquote game. Here it is. So here I won't be able to just rely on my dialogue choices for a specific outcome of a story, because I may just die in a fight, and that's not really fun. So yeah, let's try to murderize things. Can I hit this? No, I'm not strong enough, so I'm just gonna stab. Stab! And more stab. No, no more stab. No more stab for me. But if I am talking about this anyway, that there is the fights, and that is a significant like part of let's call them Choose Your Own Adventure games. As I said, you know, there are a lot of points in the game where you get that sense of control, that sense of yes, I can steer the story the way I want to. And of course, as I established, you can reload the game. But in instances like this, when there is a fight, that it's not only you and the enemy, but other characters that you don't control. The game also takes away some of that agency from you. Yeah, you can still reload it, but still, if you don't do that, it takes away that agency of having a set outcome that you want to happen. So just exactly the way it is changing point of views from first person perspective of the character you are portraying or playing to the omniscient view, it also switches between the level of agency given to the player.
Into the shadows.
Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiden! Charge the bastards! For the absolute!
Focus, strike true.
Good job, Shard. That usually doesn't hurt.
By sickle and sword, strike them down!
Oops. The camera is having a wild time there. Sometimes, because of the terrain. Yeah. Oh, but I can get here. Go! Go, Gale, go!
If everyone else minds their business,
Nope,
I'll be fine.
that didn't work. I could not hide.
Shouldn't have made me your enemy.
It is too bright up here. And I'm too lazy to move. Well,
I'll bleed every last one of you!
let's see. I just really like the animation of this. This blade sound is so cool. Well, oh, I managed. Okay. This poor goblin. Oops.
That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
Okay. Whatever happened to the body of this poor creature? Anyway, I'm just going to quickly loot everything.
Open up.
Without checking, because I'm just going to sell most of the stuff anyway. And then I am going to speak to Zevlor to see what this place is. And then probably I'm going to go and look for Lae'zel. Hello guys, can you open the gate? Thank you.
are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
I'm gonna try to choose if there is an option that is connected to rogue. I'm gonna try to go with that for the role-playingness of it.
And who the hell are you again?
Show some respect. This woman saved your pathetic life.
Well, I didn't ask for any goddamn help.
Please, you were begging me to open the gate. Anything to save yourself, you coward!
The human's eye twitches. He's about to blow.
Okay, I will not get involved.
With a thunk, the armored man collapses, unconscious.
Enough. The goblins have found us. No doubt the beasts will be back. We need to pack up and leave. Immediately!
Okay.
Fighting goblins
You don't need to yell at me.
Now that's settled. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. Goblin got you. The druid Halsin's a renowned healer, but he didn't make it back from Aradin's expedition. If it's not too serious, you could try his apprentice Nettie. She's with the other druids in the Inner Grove. They've withdrawn there to prepare this damn ritual of theirs. We're refugees from Elturel. We took shelter here after gnolls attacked us on the road. We were bound for Baldur's Gate, and it was too late to turn back. Elturel had no place for tieflings after the Descent.
The Descent, an infernal conspiracy that had seen the entire city of Elturel briefly dragged to the hells.
It's cool that I managed to do this intelligence check, because we get to know more about, like, what is Elturel and what happened there. I feel like sometimes these little infos, especially for people who are not familiar with the D&D universe, if you don't do the role and you don't get to know it, it's kind of unfair for people, because otherwise you meet these characters that throw names and places at you that you are absolutely not familiar with. So it's harder to, for example, emphasize with Zevlor's and his people's pain and problem of them being called outsiders and being labeled and now being, well, not very kindly asked to leave and go to their possible demise. So some of these things, I'm not sure if there could have been different decisions made about what is a random chance of information and what isn't.
So I hoped, but we've lost so many already. And more will die if we're forced out again. I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though... I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her. For more time to prepare, if nothing else.
I would say that I have my own problems. Although, because we actually managed to do that role and we know know about Elturel and where these people come from, I think I am going to see that I will see what I can do.
We're messengers now.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
Okay. Usually I would steal stuff from Aradin, but I'm not going to do that for the sake of the story. So we may have a dialogue option later. Also, yes, General, I agree. The leave immediately and then proceeds to hang around. It is exactly what I was saying about The Witcher as well.
Refugees,
you know,
adventurers.
how to
No one
say
in
it?
years, and suddenly we're overwhelmed.
The gameness
Well
of the game.
And thank
know?
you for beating back those goblins. Most brave of you. Is there anything you need? Act fast if you do. The ritual will be complete before too long.
This thing that characters say that, you know, I will need to leave immediately or we need to act right now, and then they are around for you to interact with later. To me, it feels like it's the complete opposite of what happens in some Russian literature, which is one of my favorite type of literature. We get extensive introduction to a character and their background and motivations and whatever, and we never see them again. Now this is the opposite. We get to know a little bit about this character and their motivation and what their problem is, and we are urged for immediacy, and then they stick around until we are ready to interact with that part of the story. You mean side quests of Gwent game? Yes. Although I didn't actually enjoy Gwent that much, I liked the dice poker more in the from the first and the second game. I wasn't really. It felt like, because I used to play Magic the Gathering. For me, Gwent felt like a very dumb version of that.
I know it's drastic, but more monsters seem to terrorize this region every day. We druids will be safe. As for those that took refuge here, well, may Sylvanas guard them as they continue their travels. As I said, it's a drastic measure, but the survival of the Grove is paramount. There just aren't enough supplies to support everyone. Just some bits and bobs I no longer need.
Okay. So let's sell stuff. I'm going to keep the Morning Star and give it to Shard because she can whack big with it. And then I am going to get Lae'zel, and then I think that is going to be the end.
Sylvanas, guide your path.
For today, because... Ro, what have you done? My goodness. Ro has done something. Ro, what did you say? Be very careful with stuff. I will change the moderation settings for the next stream, so you guys are not timed out all the time.
I'm ready.
Trust no one.
Can't give up now.
Need anything else?
Longer message. Oof. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, I will
but please,
change.
remember, you're not the only one in need.
I'm thinking if I should buy the... Yes, I will anyway, because this is balanced, so everything is quite cheap. Okay. Yes. Cheap.
That doesn't matter. Of course it does.
Also,
I can keep
so
going a little longer.
the person, Zevlor, told us that I should speak to the druids. However, I spoke to this merchant now, and he's not really friendly. So I am going to go get Lae'zel, but first I'm going to, for the sake of the story, sometimes I'm gonna do stuff like this. For the sake of the story, I'm going to save this lady here.
Come on, Becca. Now what? We dig a hole and be done with him?
We could say a prayer. We should have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be good.
Let's light them up.
Let's kill the bugbear. If I can.
Let's go. Time for a new
How did I miss
The
that?
only way out is through.
80% and miss. There we go. Can I reach him? No, I'm too far.
Can't
I will
slow
get
down.
closer. So at least he will hopefully hit me.
Can't give up. Not now.
Now they seem a fine opportunity.
There we go. Nadira, will you sit down, please?
Seems like a
Thank you.
good moment to talk.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square. You almost seem honest. Care to explain why you reek of the hells?
Okay, let's see if I can... Whee! I can persuade. Nice.
Well, that's quite the story. And I thought I was doomed. Now I feel sorry for you. Here. Take this. It's worth a fortune. But a fortune's not worth much if you're dead. Consider it payment for saving my life.
A soul coin, true to its name, holds a mortal soul inside. It serves in the Nine Hells as very valuable currency.
Okay, so we got a soul coin.
Got a long road ahead.
And I
Here
can
goes
also
nothing.
look into this telescope.
Peer through the telescope.
Let's see. Nice. It's a dragon?
You see a
What's this
dragon
butterfly?
circling like a bird of prey, hunting. The telescope points to the left.
That's where we came from.
The telescope points straight ahead.
A dragon!
The telescope points to the right.
And that is... I think it's Walking's Rest. That we can see there. But I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore.
On my way.
Oh, sadly I can't speak to the squirrel. Because I don't have talk to animals. So I'm gonna leave the squirrel. I'm just gonna get the chest here.
Something over there.
And then we go get Lae'zel. We can come back and speak to the squirrel later. Oh, okay, I can. Let's speak to the squirrel. Hello, squirrel. I promise I will not brutalize the squirrel, okay?
Get out!
The squirrel
It's so
lunges at
cute.
your foot and bites it.
You're trespassing. This is my territory. I better not catch you round here again.
Okay, okay, we are leaving. I'm sorry, squirrel. Very cute squirrel. Okay, so let's go. I will find Lae'zel, send her to the camp, and then we can move on. Or maybe, to be honest, because we got to know Astarion as like this sort of noble dude. Maybe I will actually send Astarion to camp,
Waiting, like a lovesick puppy.
and we can
Short-term
take
amusement
Lae'zel
for
with
much
us,
less
because
hassle.
in the beginning here Astarion is not really that interesting for now, for us.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
Your words flow to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
She
Remember
offers
how
a
keen
cure.
she was to leave me to die in the Nautiloid? We can't trust her.
And yes, interesting, Shadowheart does say that we can trust her because Lae'zel wanted to leave her to die. But also, we know that she has some sort of racism aversion towards whatever race. Well, we know Lae'zel is a Githyanki, but as the character, we wouldn't necessarily know against this race. So I wouldn't, as the character, I wouldn't say that I would listen to Shadowheart in this case. Oof, that was...
She's right. Let's go. We need to check out that blast. You didn't hear it? Shook our camp good, so we came for a look. Northwest. Look for Nettie. Whatever your wound, she can mend it.
And be careful. There are goblin traps everywhere.
Nymessa, come.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Okay, okay.
Never.
Let's shoot her down.
Observe.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
Okay, so obviously I have no idea what a crash is.
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a ghaik tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
And it's interesting because people have... I was reading about all the characters of Baldur's Gate, and people are reasoning that Lae'zel is actually very helpful right from the beginning, and this is very easy to understand because she's just very scared and she knows that she will turn into turn into a monster, and she wants to go and get purified. And I think all of these articles and info that I've read about these, specifically regarding Lae'zel, are coming from an after-the-fact perspective, because here we clearly know, because she says it outright here, that it is Githyanki protocol that when a Githyanki is infected with a tadpole, they need to go to get purified. She doesn't say that outright that she is not supposed to share this information with you. You don't get the sense that this character is trying to persuade you by giving you information that she normally shouldn't give you, because she trusts you and she's trying to get your help. What you get is information about her people and what her people, according to their standards and protocols, should do. So I don't think that it is very clear from the get-go that this is a character that is trying to be helpful and trying to be friendly. From the get-go, what I see is that we get a character who is very aggressive, who is very demanding, who is very trying to take control over you and your party that you are gathering. So sometimes when I was reading about the characters and about their motivations in Baldur's Gate, many of these things are clearly coming from an after the fact point of view, which is kind of sad, because if you are trying to get an idea about the characters before you want to play the game, so get to know a bit more about this world, especially if you have no idea about the D&D universe, these descriptions of characters can be quite misleading, because if you read in an article that Lae'zel is very afraid and she's trying to get you also to be purified, then you play the game and you don't see that, you don't get that sense.
You may as well suggest a wyvern bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks.
Make space, and my might is yours.
I would object, but sitting by the fire while you do all the hard work sounds marvelous, actually.
Ready for battle.
You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the measure of her.
You've a sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind proved its equal.
Half-elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A Kresh must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
And also there's just so much of these that we immediately get from the get-go. So much of not only outright racism between the characters and the people of Faerun, but also communal racism, like what we saw when we spoke to Zevlor, that the druids and the outsiders, like this what is called othering in literature, and I'm not sure if one or the other is more uncomfortable. The outright racism that we hear, like the actual slurs that they are calling each other, all these half slurs, can become eventually just jarring, and you kinda take it as, yeah, that's how it is, which I think can be a very dangerous message to convey. That it is alright to be like that, to talk about others just because you don't know them or just because you think something about them. and this communal racism, this othering, I mean, it's very well documented and written about literary thing because it comes from the real world of othering. One of the people who write about this amazingly is Toni Morrison. I really recommend Toni Morrison's books if you are interested in representation of othering and racial tension in literature and in the real world. Let's speak to these people.
You! Not another step, hear me? Boss! Got company up here!
What's this then? Trying to creep around us and loot the crypt? Not happening. Or is it the ship you're after? Don't matter either way. It's ours. All of it.
Let's try to lie.
Well, in that case, come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it.
But I want cheese.
It would have been quicker to kill them.
Oh, yes. We get a lot of info about these characters from these little one-liners as well. Okay, so I am going to loot here and go to the come back to the door here. I'm gonna speak to the dude inside.
What's inside?
And then I think that is going to be enough for the day. It was a lot of story already, a lot of new characters, literary devices, and some info about the connection between games like Baldur's Gate and choose your own adventure literature and the emergence of that. As we go on, I will be able to give more info about that wherever there is some clear connection to talk about or discuss. Let's just get this skeleton. I usually go through the back here and go to Withers first, but for now, because we met these people here and we know that they are inside the ruins, I am going to go to the door and talk to this person.
Thank you, Gibblebuck. Everything all right out there? Yeah? Well, I'll always wear a bit soft. But I've got plenty of friends who ain't soft. Come in here and you can meet them.
Okay, so we are given the promise of a fight in there. So that's where I will continue next time. For now, thank you for joining me and thank you for listening to all of my shenanigans and ramblings. And then I shall see everyone again on Sunday this week, same time from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. European time. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.